Welcome back to the new reformatted Cover to Cover. We are so excited to be here today to chat with you about all the book buzz.
Have you guys caught our Monday musings or our What's Good Wednesday spots? Be sure to check out our video feed for content to stay up to date on all the best video shorts.
And, of course, we'll be live here every Friday to bring you the weekly roundup.
So, we missed a bit of news while we were away, but let's just jump right in. Did you guys hear about the new J.K. Rowling biopic that's been announced? When Lightning Strikes is the working title, and a page of the current script has been released. We cannot wait to chronicle J.K. Rowling's rise to fame and her dalliance with poverty, depression, and the ways of the world. Are you guys so excited?
So excited. I just wish I was like a little less Hispanic and a little more British to like play J.K. Rowling, because that would be amazing. But
absolutely.
This is the most excited I am about any of her works.
Awesome.
I want to get into her life and I want to know her.
Same.
Yeah, you know, when you read the Harry Potter books, there's just so much that you're like, it's a little messed up. So I do kind of want to like pick her apart. Have you guys ever thought about that?
Yeah, we'll have to find out in that biopic.
Have you guys heard about the book Fire and Fury Inside the Trump White House? This book has been getting so much press and it just came out this week. It is written by Michael Wolff and has many quotes and accounts from White House staffers such as Steve Bannon. This book has quickly rose to the bestseller list with all the drama that's swirling around it, and it is currently sold out in most bookstores across the United States. Have you guys been following this drama?
It's like the best kind of political drama because it's like really low stakes for us, but I like can't quit watching the news about it, you know?
Yeah, and I think it's crazy that it's sold out so quickly. So it wasn't the publishing date like pushed up for this?
Yeah, they moved it forward because they were like, oh, you don't like it? Have it sooner.
Yeah, but what I think is going to happen is everyone's going to notice if I want my book to sell out, I got to create a lot of drama.
Well, people love drama.
Because it works. But at this point, I'm a little sick of it.
We'll see.
We'll see.
David Bowie's son, Duncan Jones, has taken to Twitter to commemorate how his late father loved books. He describes Bowie as being a beast of a reader, and in honor of that, he has started a book club. The club will make its way through Bowie's favorite books, starting with Peter Ackroyd's Hawksmoor, which is on deck until February 1st. Check in on Jones's Twitter to see what the next read will be, and you can follow him at Man-Made Moon.
What a great way to connect with a star that you love and also for him to commemorate his dad. Yeah.
I think this is truly special. And to give a side of him that like we didn't really know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I'll have to pick up some of his favorite books for sure. And for all you Potterheads out there, there's a new special podcast episode that you might be interested in this week. Ivana Lynch, the actress who portrayed Luna Lovegood in the Potter films, is doing a Potter-centric episode of her podcast, Chick Peeps. The podcast covers all things vegan life, and the January 10th episode, titled Platform 9 3/4, brings on some Potter favorites discussing animal activism in the wizarding world.
This is really interesting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there were so many animals that went through in Harry Potter, and you saw all these different things happen. Like, there was, like, the cat who died, and then there was the unicorn, and, you know, drinking its blood could give you more life.
Yeah. There's a lot of, like, should they, and, like, ways to treat animals, for sure.
And it's good that she's doing that, because I know we talked about a story where a lot of people were adopting owls, and, like, and they didn't know how to, they were, like, putting them in captivity, and they didn't know how to treat them. So it's interesting to see a take from an actual Potter person herself.
Yes. Definitely one I'm going to have to add to my podcast list.
Yeah. Me too, for sure.
Well, you always know where to find a Harry Potter book. Hint, on every bookshelf, everywhere. But in case you end up looking for any books to read while you're at someplace, say the DMV, you might want to check out this short story dispenser that is in the news right now. Now, we all know that waiting in line anywhere, DMV is one of the worst ones, can be absolutely miserable. Mm-hmm. So French publisher Short Edition created a short story dispenser for customers waiting in line at airports, DMVs, and other places where there's long lines. So, guys, isn't this a novel idea?
I see what you did there.
This is great because DMVs, airports, they are the worst, and sometimes you forget you don't bring a book with you, which I wouldn't have forgotten.
But like some people, yeah, definitely you get so bored, and it's a great way to pass the time, and it gives you like a small increment. You're done, you're not bored, and you're not mad.
So last time I flew over Christmas, I was frantically trying to download books and movies to watch on the plane, and this would solve that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And normally in airports there's not free internet, so I'm using my data.
That is a problem.
And the cool thing was if this is an international thing, you might get short stories from a different country and a different perspective that you wouldn't have thought of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very smart.
Well, in other sad news, Elizabeth Gilbert, beloved author of Eat, Pray, Love, has been in a long-term committed relationship with Rhea Elias. The two were married last year, and Gilbert announced earlier this week that Elias has lost her battle with pancreatic cancer. Gilbert commemorated her passing on social media. On Instagram, she wrote, "I would tell you to rest in peace, but I know that you always found peace boring." Gilbert wrote in an Instagram post Thursday, "May you rest in excitement. I will always love you."
So
This is
sweet.
sad.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's sad that she died, but it's really sweet the words that she had to say to help her pass over.
That's so traumatic. I don't know, but it is beautiful that someone could use their own skill of writing and passing along these emotions through social media to commemorate her.
Because there's things being posted on social media, I bet there's going to be a book.
Oh, probably. Well, and she loves to write. Yeah. There's always going to be ways to commemorate their love. And that was all of our bookish news up top. But you guys, today we have a topic of the day. Today we want to talk about all things bookish New Year's resolutions. So let's get right into it. Okay. What are your goals? What do you want to accomplish this year?
I'm going first?
You tell us, girl.
Okay, so one of my goals is by 9 p.m. I'm getting ready for bed so that I have almost an hour to do nothing but read.
I love that.
Turn everything off, quit working, and to read a book. Because, I love to read on my phone, but I will get distracted by other things. So I want to do a lot more reading.
Yeah.
So another thing I've done is I'm using an app called Blinklist, which summarizes self-help books. Because I am a self-help junkie, but if I read a lot of self-help books, I don't have time for the novels I love to read, so...
Yeah, it's a really hard balance between, fun stuff and, things that you love, but that are mostly good for you, but you could be, on a fake adventure.
Well, you have, the best self-help book right in front of you, queso. That's how you get through life, right?
I love queso, and I love looking up recipes, so yes.
So you're living your best life, you're going to bed at 9, you're reading more books, you're trying to read less self-help and just do self-help summaries?
Self-help summaries, because they get to the idea faster.
Yeah.
And one of the things that drive me crazy about self-help books is that sometimes the big idea is good, but the stories and the content that kind of round it all out is all the same.
Sure.
So that's why I brought elephants today. Because if I read that how do you eat an elephant story one more time, one bite at a time, that's in every self-help book.
Okay.
That just makes me throw the book across the room. So
nice.
These summaries have been really great.
That's really helpful too.
It is a subscription service, but in 20 minutes you can learn the big ideas from every single chapter. It's really, really great. You can read it or you can listen to it. So this morning I listened to a summary of How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie.
That is so smart. So it just takes the whole book, but it just tells you the bullet points.
Yes. It gives you the big idea of every single chapter, and you can really get the gist of a book in 20 minutes.
Is it free or?
It is a subscription.
Okay.
That's so helpful though, because then that does open up your TBR pile for other stuff.
Yeah, and there's lots of books that I want to read that are self-help books, or Thinking Fast and Slow is this big. I don't have time to read that.
No, girl.
But I want to know what it says, so I'm just going to listen to it.
Smart.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. And I'm a huge proponent of audio books.
Yeah, you got me on that train.
Yeah,
Thank
for
you.
sure. It helps you get through these books, like, whenever you're just in lull time and traffic and all that stuff. So, I am definitely planning. It's funny that we were talking about Elizabeth Gilbert from Eat, Pray, Love, because I actually promised one of my best friends that, like, this year that I would read it. So that was one of my New Year's resolutions, was to read Eat, Pray, Love this year. And also, my other bookish resolutions are to read more foreign books. We've been talking on the show a lot about different libraries in Portugal and all these different countries, and it just really turned me on to, like, looking up, like, Portuguese authors and seeing some of their quotes and seeing how they think and how different cultures think. And so I'd really like to open up to, like, more foreign books. And another really cool resolution that I saw that kind of goes along with that is, like, around the world in 80 books. So
I like that.
Yeah, so I want to kind of open up my mind to the world a little bit from home when you can't travel all the time,
Yeah. Oh, that's so smart. I like that around the world in 80 books. So you just read, like, a different author or book from, like, that country.
Yeah, and there are certain lists that people have made, so I'm looking to, like, look through some of those lists and
very cool.
Are you going to try to read some in Spanish?
Yeah, I am trying to read more Spanish books this year. So I read The Shack in Spanish, like, a couple years ago, and that was really good. But it would be interesting because then, you don't lose that translation. So Spanish books more, but then all other foreign texts, like, I'll have to get, like, translated.
Very cool. Some of my goals this year is last year I read 18 books, and this year I want to, like, do a little better. I want to read 20 books.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah, and I don't really have any parameters for that. I would like to read some more nonfiction because I read a lot of fiction. So I'm hoping to, like, pepper in some nonfiction, like, interesting things that I like. And I also want to finish my reread of Harry Potter. So I have 2 books left, so I can check those off of my 20. And then I just want to read, like, some new releases, I feel like I get so excited about new release books, but then I never get around to reading them because my pile backs up. So I kind of want to read some old TBR stuff, but I want to read some new stuff too, like brand new stuff.
Yeah. And the crazy thing, there were so many good new releases last year.
Oh,
so I started so many books and I didn't finish them. So that's another thing this year. Like, I have to finish all the books that I didn't finish last year.
Yeah.
Because they're also this year, there are so many new release books. So I have to, like, clear out, like, what I've started and get ready for that TBR list.
I don't want to start a book until I finish a book.
Oh, I can't do that.
That's hard, because I read multiple books at once.
Yeah.
So that's hard for me. But yeah, I definitely need to get on that train.
Because I have, like, 7 sitting beside my bed that I have not finished. It's driving me crazy.
I know, girl.
It does. It drives you crazy.
So some other really cool bookish New Year's resolutions that I've seen floating around online that I really liked. This girl I know, she is committed to reading all the classics that she never read in high school, right? Because you get assigned a book, but, like, you don't necessarily read it.
Yeah.
So she took a picture of her stack, and she had Anna Karenina, she had the Odyssey, she had 1984. So what a great way to bring it back to, like, things you should have read, but, like, you never did. That's a great resolution.
Yeah, for sure. Another really cool resolution is rereading a book from your childhood.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, like, the classics were a big part of my childhood, so I'm thinking about, like, reading some of those this year as well. The
nostalgic.
Big ones, so. Yeah.
I also saw some really good ones where you could just make a resolution to, like, cater your social media to follow bookish accounts so that you feel more just, like, bookish all the time. So you could follow influencers like Emma, what's her name?
Oh,
Emma Watson.
Yeah, okay.
Or you could follow Sarah Jessica Parker, or you could follow
Reese Witherspoon.
You could follow us.
Yeah.
You could follow Oprah. You could follow Bookright. There's so many great inspirations out there to kind of get you formulating in that bookish mindset.
Yeah, and get into a book club or start a book club yourself.
Yes.
We have, on our website, GoRead.com, there's a way to start book clubs there.
Very
so start one if you are looking to do certain resolutions, because that's a really great way to knock them out, or join some that go along with your resolutions.
That's a great idea. When you do things with other people, you're more likely to do it. They really hold you accountable.
Absolutely.
And they make it more fun.
Yeah. So to sum it up, read every night, read more diverse books, do it with a friend. Just read. Reading is what it's all about.
Love it.
All right. Well, thank you for chatting with us today, and we will definitely catch you on our next episode. So until then, keep reading, writing, and being awesome. I know we will.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.